We're here in Bersheba today, and this is the area that Isaac spent some time in. Likewise, his father Abraham spent time here at Bersheba. Isaac went around redigging the wells that his father had dug, but each time the Philistines would fill them up. So he comes here to Bersheba, and this is another well that was dug by his father, and so he lives in this area for a period of time. Let's read about it from Genesis 26, beginning at verse 23. And he went up from there to Bersheba, and the Lord appeared to him in the same night and said, I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you. I will bless you and multiply your descendants for my servant Abraham's sake. So he built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord, and he pitched his tent there, and there Isaac's servants dug a well. Then Abimelech came to him from Gerar with Ahuzah, one of the friends of Phicol, the commander of his army. And Isaac said to them, Why have you come to me, since you hate me, and have sent me away from you? But they said, We have certainly seen that the Lord is with you. So he said, Let there now be an oath between us, between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no harm, since we have not touched you, since we have done nothing to you but good, and have sent you away in peace. You are now blessed of the Lord. So he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. Then they arose early in the morning and swore an oath with one another, and Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came, and told him about the well which they had dug, and said to them, We have found water. So he called it Sheba. Therefore the name of the city is Bersheba to this day. And now here is Ari Bar David to tell you about this incident in the life of Abimelech and Isaac.
So we are again in Bersheba. And we see why the name of this place is Bersheba. Let us say the name slowly. Be'er, which means a well, and Sheva, it's the number 7. But the meaning of 7, Sheva in Hebrew, is double meaning. And the second meaning, it comes from the word lehishava, swearing. So there is swearing on the number 7. And actually people, we're not allowed to swear in the name of God, right? It's written, one of the 10 commandments. Don't swear, don't use the name of God in vain. So they use the word Sheva as a number, holy number, and they swear on this number. And that's why the swearing became also the word Sheva. But I want to talk on another thing. We read here that Isaac was digging a well. We read before, the passage before, that he dug already 3 wells. Eshek, Sitna, Rehovot, and there were all the time troubles. Why? Because these wells were not here. They were far away in the Philistines area. Now, let us understand, we talk about around 40 miles to 60 miles west of us. This was the area that Isaac was dwelling. And he decided to stop it. He didn't want to have troubles anymore with the Philistines. And he left them and he came here. This is a very important element in the life of Isaac. Let's remember, in chapter 12 of Genesis, Abraham shepherds were fighting with Lot's shepherd. And what happened? Abraham told Lot, we are brothers. Why should we fight? And he offered him, if you go to the left, to the north, I will go to the right, to the south. If you go to the south, I will go to the north, but let us not fight. Why they were fighting? Because the land was too narrow for all the big shepherds, the big sheep or the big flock that they had. The same what Isaac decides to do. It's written before that they had too many, he had so much, God blessed him so much, and this blessing became a stumble block. So what he decides? To move away. What a principle. So many people are praying that God will bless them, but you know what? They don't know what to do after they are blessed. And it brings quarrels. It brings problems. This is not the purpose of blessing. The purpose of blessing is opposite. We are blessed in order to bless others. So Isaac decided to bless the others. How? By giving them all the land now. And he believed that God will give him the new land, and this will be enough for him. And he was so happy when several days later his servants that were digging this well came to him and told him, "We found water in the well." I want to say another short geographical description. Look, what is the meaning to dig a well? There are two sources for water. One was the cisterns in the mountains. The other was the well in the valleys. The cisterns were dug only 20 feet. And actually there were containers of water. Which water? Of the rain. Now, a well is total different thing. When you dig a well, you have to dig around 200 feet down. And not only this, you have to build it inside with stone, otherwise it will collapse. I mean, with a lot of pieces of stones. It's much, much more work than digging a cistern. So we have to understand here, this well was dug so deep till it arrived under the, what we call the undersurface water of the big river that is coming from here. It's a big, hard work to do. But this work Isaac did again and again and again. And like we said at the beginning, whenever it got problems, he preferred to leave it and go and dig another well. The last thing, what we read here, that Isaac did here 4 things. I like this verse 25. So he built an altar, he called in the name of God, he pitched a tent, and he dug a stone. Look, what is the meaning of these 4 things? When you dig a well, you get a lot of stones. Down, 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 right? What you do with them? You take them, which are dead stones, right? And you make them a living stone. How? By building an altar. But building an altar has power only if you call it on the name of the Lord. And that's what he did. And what else he did? About Abram we read that he was planting a tree, a tamarisk. About Isaac we read that he was pitching his tent. Look, both of them decided to build here their future. And actually Bersheba, today a huge city, a lot of new immigrants from Russia arrived here. But remember always, the 4th, or maybe nowadays the 3rd big city in Israel started by these 2 devoted people to God, Abram, and later on his son, Isaac.